Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith. I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about the TD-3 in the Crave from Behringer. Maybe you're thinking about which one to get, which one is for you, and I hope it helps you if you're in that current state. Before we jump into that, I need to thank you for taking the time to check out this video and support this content. Without your views and the Patreon support and the support via Bandcamp, I would not have motivation to pump out content pretty much every single day, push my dreams forward, and I can't thank you enough for that motivation. Jumping back into the TD-3 and the Crave, they are both amazing priced budget mono synths that sound great within a mix. They are both fairly limited within sound range and scope that you can get out of the machines, but there is definitely some obvious differences with them. First, let's start with the build. When it comes down to the build, the TD-3 is very much like the original, a plastic lightweight that you can throw halfway across the world, at least it feels that way. The original was very much the same way, felt very plastic and very cheap, very light, and the TD-3 definitely holds that nature. Myself, I needed to find a way to kind of fasten it down to my table because it was always slipping and sliding. Where the Crave is much more solid, it has much more weight to it. It's metal, it is plastic, it has wooden sides, it definitely has some grip at the bottom with its rubber feet, so it definitely has much sturdier of a build. Another thing that's really important to point out in the build factor is obviously the Crave gives you much more modulation inputs and outputs, and if you're into the modular world, it's definitely something you might want to consider because it's going to give you a lot more play with your devices. I've pushed both these machines very hard with external sequencing and other gear, and I've had zero technical issues with any of these machines, the TD-3 or the Crave, when it comes to sending and receiving MIDI, notes holding, knobs not functioning the way they should. Everything has been 100% solid, but I will say I do not touch the internal sequencing very often. Now, when it comes to sound, that's where you definitely get more of, I think, where you're going to deviate your choices if you're going to choose one. Obviously, the TD-3 is going to gravitate towards that acid 303 sound because that's what it's based from. Yeah, you can get non-acid-ish sounds from this machine, but it's fairly limited in scope and it's gonna tread on that acid sound. But the TD-3 does have built-in distortion in that classic 303 synth really sits well in a mix. I was very impressed with just, how well the TD-3 just lays itself into the mix, and I think that's one reason that 303 was so popular. TD-3 sounds great alone. Its tone is classic. The Crave, I think, takes a little bit more to get out of it. You'd want more than just delay for your Crave to actually really make it come alive. You want more effects. The Crave definitely takes a little bit more caressing, but when you do pull and caress that sound out, maybe add some extra effects to give it that glimmer and shimmer that it really needs. Definitely when you're going away from bass sounds into the upper range of the machine, in my opinion, effects and various effects become very, very needed to really get the Crave exploding, where that's just not the case with the 303. Like I said, alone it sounds amazing. Just turn on that distortion, it sounds great. Add a little delay and it just fits in the mix right away. The Crave beyond bass is probably going to take more exploring, more playing, more effects. But when you do, again, find that niche and you find what you like and you start adding effects and you get things going, it's going to have more of a classic synth sound. So you add that on top of the modulation outputs, the Crave is going to gravitate towards different people because of that aspect. Me personally, I love both these machines. I'm not selling either one. I can see myself using them both long term in my mixes. They both supply great basses. Again, where the Crave is a little bit more classic, the TD-3 is very acid. They're both great machines. I really hope that overview helps you kind of judge which one you want if you don't want them both. If you own the TD-3 and the Crave, feel free to throw what you feel some major differences are in these machines. And as always, stay positive, stay creative, support each other. In peace.